welcome everybody. We are currently getting blown around here in the Nanaimo Harbor Airport. Kind of pushed away from the dock actually because we were getting blown here, there, everywhere, and there's actually another plane there at the dock that I was a little worried we might get blown into. So we are currently just taxiing out and getting ready to head almost straight north today to Pender Harbour Seaplane Base. It's part 3 of 4 of our tour of the British Columbia Harbor Airports, or seaplane bases, whatever you'd like to call them. Weather's been kind of like this the whole time, and so I don't know what else is new, but let's get a few lights on here. And we will be ready for departure. We're going to be heading out kind of against the wind a little bit here. The wind's 170 at 20, so quite a tailwind to deal with here. But we have almost an unlimited shot out of this harbor, so we're going to go ahead. We'll just take our time, build our airspeed, and see if we can't get airborne here. It'll be an experiment, basically a 20-knot tailwind. Having some carb backfires, so make sure that, oh boy, there's a gust of wind. Alright, we are up. We're definitely being blown around here, but all in all, not too bad. I could have probably taxied all the way out here, turned around, and taken off into the wind, and I think that would have been just fine. I don't know what the rules and regulations are, honestly, about taking off back towards town, and so just thought I would err on the side of trying not to disturb the people of Nanaimo. This thing has plenty of power to handle really almost any type of situation. We're going to have a nice tailwind, although now that I say that, the wind has shifted, coming now off of our right hand side at 18 knots. So that's actually good because our approach into Pender Harbour is kind of an easterly approach. So our biggest challenge today is going to be to see if we can achieve some sort of straight and level flight with all this wind. Our ceiling again is pretty low. That's kind of the way it's been really the entire trip. Each leg has been the same type of deal. So we'll keep her down fairly low, kind of around 500 foot has been, generally speaking, a pretty good level. Today we're just catching all kinds of crosswind gusts. It's picking our nose up, picking our right wing up. Thankfully this is a very short flight, 25 miles or so. I think maybe our visibility is even a little better than it's been, to be honest with you. We haven't been able to see across to the other side of the channel here at all, so more wind, but maybe better visibility, so we'll take it. As you can see, my airspeed indicator is just going crazy right now. There's no way we're going 180 knots, but I'm sure the wind is wreaking havoc with that. You can see we're climbing, we're descending, continually fighting the trim, continually adjusting my yoke, just trying to find some measure of level flight. This plane before, you know it's one of the most stable aircraft that there are. So to be tossed around like this gives you an indication, I think, of the winds that we're fighting. And now the winds are back from the south, 180 at 17. So we're just swirling right now, and it's just very difficult to find any kind of it's just not throwing us all over the place. Be a good day to haul cargo, but not necessarily any passengers. You can see the islands kind of off to our 1 o'clock. That's basically direction that we're heading, and like I say, we'll sort of swing in a little bit from the west and then make a right turn into Pender Harbour and try to locate what I think is the trickiest of all of the harbor airports to find. I mean, there are probably, I don't know if this has the most, but it just seems like there are so many different docks, and you know, the other two that we've flown into, Ganges and Pender Harbour, excuse me, and Nanaimo, they've also had seaplanes tied off to the dock that you're supposed to go to, so that's kind of a nice reference point. But this particular dock does not have another seaplane. It has, if I remember right, it has a pretty good sized sailboat, and I also remember there being like a yellow kayak, and the dock itself has like a red and white sort of striping to it. I don't know if that's some sort of a bumper cushion or something, but those are kind of the things I remember, and that's what we're going to attempt to find here. Usually not a problem to sort of shoot this little gap, but I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't just swing around to the left side of all this with the wind carrying me up and down. I'm only at 350 or so feet right now. In fact, I think I will. I just think we'll play her safe. Just kind of take it, swing it wide of all the terrain here. If we get into a situation where we have to put it down, we need water, and so we'll just take it out this way. We have to kind of come in on a right-hand turn anyway, so this really won't hurt us a bit. We'll be making one more leg tomorrow. We'll be heading from Pender Harbour north to Refuge Cove. That'll be our final stop on this tour of the British Columbia Pacific Northwest coast. Actually, I'm off already a little bit. that just goes to show you how many different spots there are here. I'm actually needing to head up a little further. As I look at my GPS, it kind of shows me we've got a ways to go yet. Zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see where we're headed. If you haven't been with us at all during this trip, we've been in the de Havilland DHC2 Beaver the entire time from Milviz. We started in Washington on the coast of the west coast of the United States at Bowerman Airfield. Flew up to Ganges Seaplane Base. Then we flew from Ganges into Nanaimo yesterday, and here we are, Leg 3 up to Pender Harbour. I would have to say, despite the winds being terrible, our visibility is probably the best it's been on any of the 3 legs so far. Winds right now 150 at 13. And that's not a terrible wind for us to land, because we are going to be coming back in kind of to the southeast as we approach Pender Harbour. Visibility, though, has kept us from discovering, well, I guess, or kept me from showing you a couple of kind of cool little small airports along the way. I've referenced them. You can check them out yourself when you have a chance, but there's some pretty neat little land-based airfields, and also, as you'll see tomorrow, there's a few places you could land your seaplane and tie off for the night if you have to that are not on the map. That kind of stuff, I think, is really what's neat about flying up here. Okay, well, there's where we're heading. And again, we're going to kind of swing around these smaller islands and approach southeast. Rain has let up, which is good. Wind is a little less, 136 and 13. So that's also a little better. You can feel it though, as tailwind is just kind of, it's pushing us along, but it's also kind of moving us around a little bit. And as I've pointed out several times, it's made it very difficult to fly any kind of even halfway level attitude. Boy, our airspeed indicator too has just been all over the place. Okay, we're going to kind of level out, or excuse me, settle it down a little bit here before we turn in and get our speed under control. I'll wait to add flaps until we've kind of turned back into the wind a little bit here. Barometric pressure has dropped to 2930, which is not too far from where we're at, but I can't afford to mess around. If I take my eyes off the horizon, as you saw, even for just a minute, bad things happen. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. We're gonna land this thing by feel. hopefully I can show you the spot where you need to go. Alright, so back a little bit more into the wind. Keep it level here at about 400. Until we get in there a little closer, you can kind of see the red blinking light. I like to take it in sort of right over the top of that. Real world procedure, that's probably a light that indicates where you have to be. You have to have your plane on the ground, or sorry, on the water before you enter that spot, but like I say, I just use that as a little bit of a reference point so we don't have quite as long a taxi. About flaps today. I don't think we have a nice long approach here. We can just take our time. We're already at just over 200 feet, so we don't have a long way to go. And with all this wind, there is a real concern in picking up one of the wingtips and making it a little bit rough on the landing. So we're just going to kind of bring it in with flaps up and just bleed speed off a little at a time here. Okay, pick this little route here. This looks like a good spot. Pull some power back. Head in. Alright, we are down. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a landmark here, and it's going to look kind of strange because there's a lot of these blue buildings, but if you pick out the blue building that is right at the base of this big, fairly big mountain, that's a good aiming spot to come in to find your dock. And the dock is just to the right of that kind of bluish green building. I'll point the plane right at it here so you can see what I'm talking about. If I can get turned a little bit. So you see right off our nose, that kind of bluish green building there. It's got a pretty good size red and white yacht. That's a good aiming point. That'll bring you right in where you need to go, and then like I say, our dock to tie off the Pender Harbour, official Pender Harbour dock, is just to the right of that. So we have this little traffic marker here, and we go to the right of that. And when I get in a little closer, I'll show you what I mean. See if the yellow kayak is still there, and if the sailboat's there, and all that stuff. Most part, I think all these static boats stay the same. I don't think they change a whole lot. I haven't noticed anyway. So we're approaching our area. There's a little space between the yellow kayak at the end. I don't know if you can see that yet or not. And the sailboat coming up on our right. Get a little bit closer. You kind of see that red and white striping on the dock. And we'll be where we need to be. Welcome to Pender Harbour. We'll get this thing tied off and take just a quick tour like we always do. and I appreciate you guys flying along with us today. I hope you enjoyed the short flight, and I hope we see you again tomorrow. Once again, thanks for joining us. Leg 3 here of the British Columbia West Coast Tour, and we hope to see you tomorrow when we travel from Pender Harbour up to Refuge Cove. Take care, everybody.